Hello and welcome to Your Government in Action, a presentation of Bahamas Information Services. I'm Carissa Williamson. The Ministry of Health and Wellness, in collaboration with the Public Hospitals Authority, officially broke ground for a new state-of-the-art hospital in New Providence. The groundbreaking, according to officials, makes way for expanding healthcare infrastructure in the capital. The ceremony took place at the site's new location on New Providence Highway on April 17, 2026.
If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Amen. I began there because a new chapter in healthcare will require all of us going together. Government, clinicians, caregivers, families, schools, churches, employers, and communities each have a role to play. Healthcare matters to every Bahamian because it reaches every home and touches every family. It raises the hardest questions any country must answer. Will care be there when it's needed? Will treatment come in time? Will a family already under strain be pushed in even further by the cost of illness? The country deserves a wider and more serious healthcare debate than the one we often have. Too much of the public argument has been confined to the pressure inside one institution, one long wait, or one painful experience. These concerns are real, and no responsible leader should dismiss them. Yet, the duty of leadership is to move beyond describing the strain and to define the system we intend to build. That is the larger question before us. What kind of healthcare system should the Bahamas build for the next generation? A modern country cannot depend indefinitely on a health system designed for another age. Princess Margaret Hospital was built in 1952 and it opened in 1953. It served a smaller population, a different disease burden, and a very different era of medicine. 74 years later, the demands placed on that institution are far greater than than it was originally. So today's groundbreaking carries real meaning. It speaks to the need for renewal. And before I go further, I wish to thank the government of the People's Republic of China for helping to make this day possible.
Yes, there's still a lot work to be done, but we have been advancing the work through infrastructural upgrades, workforce development, healthcare legislative reform, and improvement in health information systems. Today's event is another demonstration of our commitment to bringing about transformative change in our healthcare sector. For many years, our healthcare system have carried a heavy load, particularly our tertiary healthcare facilities, which includes the Rand Memorial Hospital and the Princess Margaret Hospital. Our healthcare professionals have continued to deliver care many times under pressure and often going beyond the call of duty that is expected of them. This is not just a local problem, it's regional. From Trinidad, Guyana, Barbados, all of our healthcare systems are experiencing shortages in manpower resources. But I must say, the commitment by our healthcare workers is keeping our healthcare system moving forward, even in some of the most challenging times. And for that, as a people, we are very grateful. Let us be honest, the Princess Margaret Hospital was constructed in the late 1950s, when our population was just over 100,000 people. The hospital is aging. It's crumbling. We're chasing one infrastructural repair after the other, and it is simply unable to meet the demands of our current population. Today, once again, we are responding to the reality of our healthcare system with real action. This hospital will expand our national capacity for specialized care and much more. It will support better coordination of tertiary healthcare services across the country. It will reduce the need for patients to seek care abroad, and it would allow our healthcare professionals to operate in an environment that supports the level of care that they're trained to deliver. This 200-bed hospital will provide additional emergency and intensive care services, provide support to the Princess Margaret Hospital, while modernizing diagnostic and laboratory service for all of our public healthcare facilities.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness officially reopened the Elizabeth Estates Community Clinic on April 23, 2026, after 3 years of upgrades aiming to expand capacity and improve patient flow. The 5,000 square foot facility will operate as a urgent care center, offering services and extended hours to better serve the healthcare needs of the community.
The Elizabeth Estate Clinic became fully operational in 1989, some 37 years ago. At that time, the landscape of this thriving community looked different. How long some of you have been in this area? I mean, in Elizabeth has just mushroomed into a huge community. But when this clinic was built, our forefathers had a visionary understanding of the importance of providing primary healthcare services direct in the community. As the population and the commercial activity in this area has grown over the years, it was necessary to change and to improve the system here at Elizabeth. The redevelopment and expansion of this facility was the vision to have the Elizabeth Estate Clinic and for it to become an urgent care facility, and that reality is currently in the making. The project covered a total of 12,300 square feet, including renovation of 7,500 square feet and the expansion of 500 square feet of new construction. The renovations were designed to accommodate more patients, improve patient flow, and provide a higher level of privacy in treatment in areas that are exclusively prone to infectious diseases and also dental health expansion. By strengthening both primary and urgent care services, we are easing the pressure of the Princess Margaret Hospital accident emergency, ensuring that the hospital resources are available for more critical cases and not urgent cases. Primary care services such as preventive screening, chronic disease management, maternal and child health care services, dental and general medical care will continue to be offered here at this facility while expanding urgent care services to the greater areas for non-threatening conditions without the need to go to our accident and emergency. Ladies and gentlemen, while the government investment and policy laid the groundwork for quality health care of our nation, a lot still fall at our own footsteps. It is important for us. It's important for us to take care of our own health. Do you know that up to 85% of chronic non-communicable diseases are completely preventable? Now, my mother's been dead and gone many years, but she always said, Michael, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. And that always stuck with me because as a healthcare provider and as the Minister of Health and Wellness, we must begin to take care of our own health. That deserves a round of applause. But you know what that means? We must do physical activity. We must begin to understand the importance of nutrition. A meal is not a meal. You have to have nutritious meals, balanced meals, and you need to ensure that what you put in your mouth is a reflection of what you think your body deserves.
And now it's time to take a look up north with our northern service.
plethora of talent of Grand Bahamians was on full display as the 2026 National Arts Festival rolled into Grand Bahama with much anticipation and excitement. Grand Bahama, the second city, is one of the final stops for the 2026 E. Clement Bethel National Arts Festival's adjudications, and Grand Bahamians were excited about its arrival. The Performing Arts Festival, which began in 1959, provides an outlet for the expression of creativity of Bahamian students and individuals throughout the country. With 72 categories of performing arts, including dance, singing, instrumental, cinema, drama, spoken word, strings, junkanoo, arts and craft, and so many more, the National Arts Festival is a performing arts connoisseur dream come true, and Grand Bahama has been a force to reckon with over the past few years.
We are so impressed with the performances of the students in Grand Bahama. Grand Bahama over the past several years have had the largest amount of entries across the Bahamas for festival. And the talent that is exhibited here in Grand Bahama is worthy of national honors. We have had a number of honor participants coming right here from Grand Bahama. And so we always look forward to coming to Grand Bahama and adjudicating the students here. Well, we have many categories. We have film, we have dance, we have vocals, we have instrumentals, strings, junkanoo, art and craft, visual arts. There's a myriad of areas that we adjudicate, but we look for a little extra. We know all of our kids are very talented, but we look for the extra. We look for students that have that added touch, that professional trend in their skill set, and we find it. We find it from the smallest child to the oldest child, and we also have community entrance as well. That's adults or organizations outside of schools where persons would like to compete, and so we even find that we have some dance schools here in Grand Bahama putting out some excellent students, and so we were just really impressed with the level of talent here and the skill set. We're very impressed with the program at St. George's. Last year, Nassau Music Society partnered with E. Clement Bethel National Arts Festival, and they provided a scholarship for a teacher and a student. And it was given to the teacher at St. George's, the performing arts teacher at St. George's, Chiquita Stubbs, and one of her students, Chisa Hannah. They were able to go to North Dakota and participate in a 2-week training camp, all expenses paid, because of the level of performance that we see coming out of St. George's program, exceptional. And we know that several of those students have graduated and received scholarships in universities abroad in the performing arts area.
In the past few years of the National Arts Festival, Grand Bahama has been the biggest entrant, having students enter the most categories. Grand Bahama has also dominated the festival, with St. George's High School leading the way. Last year, St. George's won 72 awards in total. This creative success by the Jaguars is due in part to the commitment, dedication, and leadership of performing arts teacher Chiquita Stubbs.
When I started the program, I wanted to give students an opportunity that I didn't have growing up, to have an outlet where they can be their creative selves. When I went off to college, there was a lot of stuff that I did not know because I didn't have that educator there at the time to pour into me. Everything I got was in afternoon classes, but not so much at the school that I was at. And because I went to college and I know the ins and outs, I think that kind of better enables me to give the students what they need in going into a university level. So when I first started the program, I had no idea that it was going to go to the capacity it is. Last year we lost 6. We had 24, and now we have 42, and that's just in the space of a year. And so it's growing in leaps and bounds, and I'm just glad that I'm able to provide that opportunity and space where students feel safe and they are able to be their creative selves, and the proof is there. I would love for all schools to have a program like mine, because we have creative students in every school, and all of them just need that outlet. Everybody is not, we still have academics, but everybody, reality is not academically inclined. A lot of them are very practical, very hands-on. A lot of them might be head smart or performance smart, but they might not be book smart. And so they look for programs like this where, they can at least come out with something, and I do have students in my program that are like that. They, talented on instruments, but they might struggle in other areas, but at least they still have something to show when they come out of the program, and they still have opportunities for scholarships and the like. Last year we sent a few off. We have one in particular, Chad Adams. He got a scholarship to Langston University. He's a sousaphone player and actually is now studying to be a music educator. I actually have former students now that are teaching at schools here. Jack Hayward, Miss Tanea Sounds, is a product of the program as well, and she's now a teacher at Jack Hayward High School. And we have other students at the University of Bahamas, Central State in Ohio, Ozarks, Stillman College. We've had students that were at Holland College in Canada that have finished and are now back in the community, like Lemuel Bain, giving back. And he was one of those that received a scholarship through the program.
Zenovia Pierre, organizing secretary of the E. Clement Bethel National Arts Festival and senior cultural affairs officer responsible for music and performing arts, says the vision of the festival was to provide platforms for creative individuals, not just in the schools, but throughout the community. She says each island throughout the Bahamas brings to the festival their own individual uniqueness.
Every island brings with it its uniqueness, because every island has its own culture. Some islands are known for other things and others are. Some islands are known for drama. Some islands are known for the musicality and musicianship. Some are known for the artistry, and when I say artistry, I mean the visual artistry. So we're always pleasantly surprised, because the thing with the National Arts Festival is meeting the students and the performers and the entrants where they are. And so a lot of them, they basically give you what it is that they have. For instance, you might go to an island where you see a lot of driftwood or shell work. And that's what they have, And so every island is unique in what they bring to this festival.
For Your Government in Action, I'm Andrew Coakley.
More of Your Government in Action when we return. Welcome back. The Royal Bahamas Police Force, in collaboration with REACH and the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, hosted an autism awareness training session and the introduction of the Sunflower Lanyard program. The opening ceremony for the training session, aimed at helping officers to better recognize and support individuals with hidden disabilities, took place at the Paul Farquharson Conference Center on April 27, 2026.
It is no secret that modern policing requires more than authority. It requires emotional intelligence, communication, and restraint. It requires officers who can pause before reacting, who can assess before escalating, and who can see beyond the surface. And when that happens, you won't just be protecting communities, you will be building trust with them. And that trust is the foundation of public safety. I want to commend you, Commissioner, and the Royal Bahamas Police Force for embracing this initiative. It signals a clear commitment to growth to partnership, and to service that reflects the reality of the people that we serve. I also commend the professionals and organizations who have contributed to this training. Your expertise is not only informing, it is transforming. To every officer here today, I say this: what you learn here matters. What you apply out of these matters even more. So take full advantage of this opportunity provided for you today. I urge you to be mindful that every interaction is an opportunity to de-escalate, an opportunity to connect, and an opportunity to lead with professionalism and care. Let this not just be a one-day initiative, though. Let it be a mindset, a standard, a culture where understanding is a part of enforcement, where patience is a part of strength, and where every individual, seen or unseen, is treated with dignity. This is the kind of policing that will build a stronger Bahamas. This is the kind of national security we must be committed to delivering. And this would be the hallmark of an aggressive police force. That would end my prepared remarks. But let me say something to you all here as a parent of a child on the spectrum. I can assure you that it is not a one-day exercise in getting to truly understand the special people among us. I can also assure you that should you take the time, exercise the patience, you will have a rewarding experience.
The Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training signed an industrial agreement with the Bahamas Educators, Counselors, and Allied Workers Union. The agreement outlines provision for salary increases and expanded benefits for educators and support staff. The signing took place at the Office of the Prime Minister on April 16, 2026.
The government agreed to increase the classroom allowance from $250 to $300 as requested by Becca Wu. Becca Wu also made a representation, and the government has acceded, for a new $300 allowance for guidance counselors to support incentives, programs, and resource needs. This agreement also marks the introduction of a new annual allowance of $1,000 for school systems administrators. This role is critical for managing digital systems, ensuring data accuracy, supporting institutional reporting and oversight. And I think the two more things I want to refer to: the early childhood education support. The preschool team leader allowance will now increase from $250 to $450. The preschool coordinatory primary all-age schools increased from $250 to $450. The disturbance allowance increased from $300 to $400 per month, providing additional support for teachers affected by transfers. I hope I ain't going into too much of these details. Okay, I stop. I can stop. I stop. Okay, no more. But we can see that this agreement is featured by some significant advances for benefits for teachers in this nation. This agreement represents a comprehensive and forward-looking investment in educators. It balances union priorities with national fiscal responsibility while addressing long-standing concerns across multiple areas, and that's the truth. Most importantly, it underscores the government's commitment to valuing, supporting, and retaining teachers who remain at the heart of national development.
We are indeed so honored to be here this afternoon after having some lengthy discussion with the Education Department of the Ministry of Education and also the Finance Department. We've had our moments of disagreement, but we've always had that respect for each other to know that at the end of the day, it is what is best for this country and for the teachers in our great system. Our members, not just our teachers' aides, and guidance counselors who are all a part of BECAWU. We fought for this agreement to make sure none of them are left behind. The reason why we fought, because the word guidance counselors is in our name. So we thought it only fitting that they benefit from this agreement. So we stood, and that's why I fought so hard over the last 2 days to ensure that they get an incentive as well, because they are an integral part of our education system. Yes. We cannot do it without them. Our teachers' aides they're important to us because they support us in the back. Sometimes we don't see them. We overlook them at times, but we want every member of our unit to know they are important. So this team will fight to the end, but we will fight and we will be decent. And so we are most grateful this afternoon that we have received the largest increase. This is my second signing. And in 2021, we signed our agreement was 15%. This year when I did it is 16.5%, because it raises the bar from $44,800 a year to now $52,200. And so what we said to our teachers is this: we know we were asking at some point, we wanted a lump sum. And when they came back and they said, well, we're going to increase the increments from 730 to 900. We had a meeting with our members and we said to them, see, what you must understand is at the end of the day, this is yours for life. Lump sum payments are good. You can buy a Coke soda and buy a dress and it's over. But when you add that $200 a year to your salary at the end of the year, you're going to be better off for it. And we said, anybody disagreeing with what we brought to you, show your hand. Don't put your hand up. Everybody agreed that this makes more sense. What we want is something to our salary. And the government is showing us that they have taken us serious and they want us to live in this country, this beautiful Bahama land, in a decent manner.
I'm Carissa Williamson, and this has been Your Government in Action, a proud presentation of Bahamas Information Services. Join us on Wednesday evenings where we bring you highlights, coverage, and information as we continue to do what we do best, linking people and government.